又翻嚟Ahnayro The Dream World 呢個 Google Search 嘅遊戲，Google Search 嘅文字遊戲。我解晒啦。Rescue。知呢啲係咪 ？Oops， 呢兩個係都係迷 section。
When the last days were upon me, and the ugly trifles of existence began to drive me to madness, like the small drops of water that torturers
Body of 20, number 4.
Upon one spot of their victim's body.
Cage.
I loved the irradiate refuge of sleep. In my dreams, I found a little of the beauty I had vainly sought in life, and wandered through old gardens and enchanted woods. Once, when the wind was soft and scented, I heard the south calling, and sailed endlessly and languorously under strange stars. Once, when the gentle rain fell, I glided in a barge down a sunless stream, under the earth, till I reached another world of purple twilight, iridescent arbors, and undying roses. And once I walked through a golden valley that led to shadowy groves and ruins, and ended in a mighty wall, green with antique vines, and pierced by a little gate of bronze. Many times I walked through that valley, and longer I would pause in the spectral half-light, where the giant trees squirmed and twisted grotesquely, and the gray ground stretched damply from trunk to trunk, sometimes disclosing the mold-stained stones of buried temples. And always the goal of my fancies was the mighty vine-grown wall with the little gate of bronze therein. After a while, as the days of waking became less and less bearable from their grayness and sameness, I would often drift in opiate peace through the valley and the shadowy groves, and wonder how I might seize them for my eternal dwelling place, so that I need no more crawl back to a dull world, stripped of interest and new colors. And as I looked upon the little gate in the mighty wall, I felt that beyond it lay a dream country from which, once it was entered, there would be no return. So, each night in sleep, I strove to find the gate in the ivied antique wall, though it was exceedingly
sectarian.
And I would tell myself that the realm beyond the wall was not more lasting merely, but more lovely and radiant as well. Then, one night in the dream city of Isis, Urania, I found a yellow papyrus filled with the thoughts of dream sages who dwelt of old in that city. And who would... When the last days were upon me, and the ugly trifles of existence began to drive me to madness, like the small drops of water that torturers let fall
The
ceaselessly
United Amateur
upon one
Volume
spot
20
of their victim's body. I loved the irradiate refuge.
呢個係 Lovecraft 嚟嘅
In my dreams,
Ex Olivier
I found a little of the beauty I had vainly sought in life, and wandered through old gardens and enchanted woods. Once, when the wind was soft and scented, I heard the south calling.
When one night in the dream city of Zakarian
And languorously, under strange stars. Once, when the gentle rain fell, I glided in a barge down a sunless stream, under the earth, till I reached another world of purple twilight, iridescent arbors, and undying roses. And once, I walked through a golden valley that led to shadowy groves and ruins.
咁我會揾下黑龍數
In
字
a mighty wall, green with antique vines, and pierced
Lovecraft
by a little gate of bronze. Many times I walked through that valley, and longer
讀嘅
and longer I
Clue
paused in the spectral half-light, where the giant trees squirmed and twisted
Cthulhu
desolate,
Can someone
and
pronounce
the
that
gray
for me?
ground stretched damply from trunk to trunk,
CTHULHU
disclosing the mold-stained stones of buried temples.
UL
And always, the goal of my fancy
ULHU
was the mighty vine-grown wall, with the little gate of bronze therein.
What?
When the last days were upon me, and the ugly trifles of existence began to drive me to madness, like the small drops of water that
不如呢個咧，
torturers
呢個 paragraph 啦
fall，ceaselessly
呢個係 word
upon
啦
one，spot
呢個係 letter
of
啦
their，
我覺
victim's body.
六
I
廿
loved
四
the irradiate refuge of sleep. In my dreams, I found a little of the beauty I had vainly sought in life, and wandered through old gardens and enchanted woods. Once, when the wind was soft and scented,
peace
I heard the south calling, and sailed endlessly and languorously under strange stars. Once, when the gentle rain fell, I glided
四十
in
六
a
一
barge down a sunless stream, under the earth, till I reached another
第四
world
paragraph
of
4
twilight,
二三
iridescent
四
arbors,
六
and
七八
undying
九十
roses.
十一十十三十四
And
十六
once,
AN
I walked through a golden
D.
valley that led to shadowy groves and ruins,
CA
and ended in a
Sam.
mighty wall, green with antique vines, and pierced by a little gate of bronze.
through
Many times I walked through that valley, and longer I would pause
七
in
廿
the
四
spectral
三
half-light, where the giant trees squirmed and twisted grotesquely, and the gray ground stretched damply from trunk to trunk, sometimes disclosing the mold-stained stones of buried temples. And always
exceeding.
the goal of my fancies was the mighty vine-grown wall with the little gate of bronze therein.
CARC?
After a while, as the days of waking became less and less bearable from their grayness and sameness, I would often drift in opiate peace
Sub
through the valley and the shadowy groves, and wonder how I might seize them for my eternal dwelling place, so that I need no more crawl back to a dull world, stripped of interest and new colors.
CO.
And as
CARCO.
the little gate in the mighty wall,
181.
I felt that beyond it,
No.
when the last days were upon me,
30.
and the ugly trifles of existence began to drive me to madness, like the small drops of water that torturers let fall ceaselessly upon one spot of their victim's body. I loved the irradiate refuge of sleep. In my dreams, I found a little of the beauty I had vainly sought in life, and wandered through old gardens and enchanted woods. Once, when the wind was soft and scented,
IN.
I heard the south calling, and
CORCOI.
sailed aimlessly and languorously under strange stars. Once, when the gentle rain fell,
Stream.
I glided in a barge down a sunless stream
CARCOIA.
under the earth till I reached another world of
IA.
purple twilight, iridescent arbors, and undying roses. And once I walked through a golden valley that led to shadowy groves and ruins, and ended in a mighty wall, green with antique vines, and pierced by a little gate of bronze. Many times I walked through that valley, and longer I would pause,
只係
spectral
即係
halfling,
I 定係 S 定
where the
L
giant trees
SH 啊
swerved.
？OK 係 SA 係素材嚟嘅。先 short in life short S paste bin a mint report field installation 2017年11月24號 numerous humid assets reporting incidents of class 3 parasomnias at triple the frequency of surrounding communities. Specialist assessment of the situation implicates artifact code name or Carcosa. Please advise. What's Carcosa? Or the SCP laboratory 嘅嘢嚟。Carcosa is a fictional city in Ambrose Bierce's short story An Inhabitant of Carcosa, 1886. The ancient and mysterious city is barely described and is revealed only in hindsight after its destruction by a character who once lived there. Its name may be derived from medieval city Carcassonne in southern France, whose Latin name was Carcasso. American writer Robert Chambers borrowed the name Carcosa for his stories, inspiring generations of authors to similarly use Carcosa in their own works. I have no idea what it is. Okay, so it's a popular fictional city name that is used in many fictions, I guess. How about that? Obsession. Dark fear infects her hidden aspect. Dark fear infects her hidden aspect. 係某種 phobia. Dark fear. Dark fear 係一隻 horror game。係一隻好舊嘅 horror game。What's this? Fear of the dark is a fear or phobia among children, and to a varying degree adults. The fear of the dark does not always concern darkness itself. It can also be a fear of possible or imagined dangers concealed by darkness. Some degree of fear of the dark is natural, especially as a phase of child development. Most observers report that fear of the dark seldom appears before the age of 2 years. When fear of the dark reaches a degree that is severe enough to be considered pathological, it is sometimes called scotophobia or limbophobia. Some researchers, beginning with Sigmund Freud, consider the fear of the dark to be a manifestation of separation anxiety disorder. An alternate theory was posited in the 1960s when scientists conducted experiments in a search for molecules responsible for memory. In one experiment, rats, normally nocturnal animals, were conditioned to fear the dark, and a substance called scotophobin was supposedly extracted from rats' brains. This substance was claimed to be responsible for remembering this fear. His findings were subsequently debunked. Okay. Nectophobia is a phobia characterized by a severe fear of the dark. It's triggered by the brain's disfigured perception of what would or could happen when in a dark environment. It can also be temporarily triggered if the mind is unsteady or scared about recent events or ideas, or partaking in content the brain considers a threat. Examples could include indulging in horror content, witnessing vulgar actions, or having linked dark environments to prior events or ideas that disturb the mind. Normally, since humans are not nocturnal by nature, humans are usually a bit more cautious or alert at night than in the day, since the dark is a vastly different environment. Okay. Dark fear infects her hidden aspect. Obsession. Obsession, dark desires. TV program 2014. I don't think this is related.咁肯定係砌唔到 phobia 呢個字出嚟嘅。啊，唔係喎 ，IA， 但係冇 B 啊。Hidden aspect. Dark fear infects her hidden aspect.應該唔係，有一個 board game 係嘅。Nyctophobia 應該唔關事。咁會唔會同呢隻遊戲有關呢 ？Dark Fear. Dark Fear is a pixel horror game with RPG and adventure game elements. 應該係一隻 hidden object game 嚟。Explore a diverse landscape filled with forests, mountains, lakes, and deserts. Make allies in the local village. Upgrade your weapon. Horror game. Upgrade your weapon and arm. Go hunting, fishing, and fight your way to the truth by slaying your foes, solving puzzles. So what's so hidden? 我揾唔到 hidden 呢個字。Dark Fear is a classic point-and-click puzzle adventure with RPG elements such as battles and gear upgrades. You wake up in a dark cabin with no idea who or where you are, so you set out on a quest, learn what you can. Need to find objects and clues to use them to progress through the story, but often a big, hairy monster stands in your way of accessing an object, so you have to fight them. And the townspeople thank you for making it safer to get to, and from the village and offer you their services for a price. That's where the RPG element comes in. As you progress through the story, shops will offer you new gear so you can handle stronger monsters and encounter. I don't really think it's a horror game. Hidden. Also, a couple of items blended too well into the background. I completely missed one and had to ask the developer about it because it was hidden so well. I'm not a big hidden object fan, so I could have done without that little frustrating bit. This is just a review, so the game is not a hidden object game. In fact, Dark here infests obsession. Shut up in the dark, a letter from Virginia Woolf. Okay. It's related. Many obsessions that can haunt a people. OCD. Shut Up in the Dark, Virginia Woolf. In July 1910, after she had attempted to kill herself by defenestration, Virginia Woolf, then Virginia Stephen, was institutionalized at Burley House, a nursing home for women with nervous disorder. She wrote a letter below to her sister Vanessa Bell. Read more of Woolf's correspondence in the 5-volume Letters of Virginia Woolf. Let's see. Shut Up in the Dark. Facts. I don't really see it. Dark. I'm quite sure this is related because I don't know. All of these words are not related to Virginia Woolf, but this link shows up. The Paris Review, written in 2017, January 25th. So when was this game released? This game was released in... Oh no, this game was released in 2016. June. So this article is not related for sure. But why does this link show up? Sorry if I butchered some. I'm still an idiot. Reading the file attached to it, you are probably thinking way too complex. This one requires to think simple. Okay. 呢個呢 呢個謎題咧係同呢兩個 link 有關。咁係唔使揾。重新睇多次啦。Strip Jocelyn Walpole。冇 dark 呢個字嘅 ，clear 都冇啊。唔知 WNL 係咩意思 ？Camped dirty, ridiculous, slow lacking, virtue. Behavior tired, dream assessment. Dark fear infects her hidden aspect. 我重新睇多次。Services render in session. Individual psychotherapy, dream analysis, progress steady. 佢冇日期嘅，所以我唔知呢兩個嘢邊個先邊個後。Symptoms of parasomnia will be parasomnias. Parasomnia are a category of sleep disorders that involve normal movements, behaviors, emotions, perceptions, and dreams that occur while falling asleep, sleeping between sleep stages, or curing arousal from sleep. Again, infects her hidden aspect. 我冇可能將 parasomnia 寫出嚟，有 IA 嘅 somnia NIA N and will no longer interfere with patient's regular sleep cycle or her overall mental health. Patient continues to exhibit parasomnia, although treatment has begun to lessen the effects of nocturnal paroxysmal dystonia and night terrors. Oh my god, I can't pronounce all these words. Physically, patient suffers from exhaustion, emaciation, and malnutrition, although patient is making steady recovery from malnutrition since 4th injections began last week. But still severely underweight. Obviously, it's not effective since has not increased since previous test. And remains low. Behavior impressions. 我費事讀啦。Dream assessment. Patient appears obsessed with her shadow self. Possible Jungian shadow aspect, symbolizing the fear and hatred of herself. There may also be connections to her earlier dreams. That fear infects her hidden aspect. Shadow self? Shadow? OW. Ah, okay. Okay.呢個更加應該係順序嘅，跟佢個情況越嚟越惡化。咁我應該睇晒三段嘢先。Private network 睇唔明呢幅圖。Interest from the center's part as dreams that get dark。佢啲夢又真係幾恐怖。Specifically the Peter Pan image. Danger to self or others? If yes, describe danger and plan intervention methods.唔知 glass week technique 係咩嚟 ？Discussion of continued parasomnias, mental shrink, lack of quality sleep. Symptoms. Patient's obsession with her shadow continues, showing a consistency between dreams. Her lucidity manifested itself clearly when she vocalized her place within a dream. However, the patient's vulnerability while in a lucid state, being pushed from the bridge, is uncommon and worrisome. This could be an early sign of an adverse reaction to the Glasswing technique. 呢個病人呢係成功進入到清醒夢嘅狀態，但係佢喺清醒夢入面係俾人推咗落橋。Danger to self or others. OK， 咁我睇第三個醫療報告啦，都係越嚟越惡化嘅成件事，直頭係冇咗 dream analysis。Uncame, wood, flat, tired, withdrawn, cognitions scattered, speed pressured, wood anxious, depressed, behavior defensive, agitated, oppositional, cognition scattered. Progress regressing. Patient is showing clear signs of a major depressive episode, including verbalizing feelings of emptiness, hopelessness, and worthlessness, and exhibiting signs of lethargy, irritability, and anxiety. The patient has also been increasingly oppositional to clinic staff and has shown signs of aggression towards fellow patients, likely caused by her feelings of hopelessness and dread. This episode may have been brought on by patient's continued exhaustion, her deteriorating health, or a combination of the two. Patient is not responding well to current treatment, therefore suspension of Glasswing technique and medication doses will begin immediately. Parenteral fourth injections to continue along with daily psychotherapy. Continue monitoring patient on the RSC. Danger to self or others. Yes. Patient shows clear signs of potential self-harm as well as aggression towards others at the clinic. Patient is to be isolated in her room and put on periodic suicide watch for the following 2 weeks. Interest from the center's partner as dreams get darker. Clinic's part. interest from private net. Say 個字嘅應該唔係啲咩 should 啊，冇 ION 呢個字。Resomnius 冇 IA 啊。Behavior defensive, agitated opposition. Opposition. AL opposition. OP OPPO PPO or OZO ITO Q 呢個係 QU 定 question 睇唔到 question 出嚟。Interest from the center's part. Stream analysis of current stage of process, discussion of trust levels and gratitude between patient and clinic doctors, monitoring of continued level of exhaustion. Aggress 係睇唔到啦 ，AGG。 oppositional 都齊唔到啊 defensive 冇 D 字 SEN ROEMA withdraw DLA BMA 睇你係冇呢個字。Act oppositional towards my questions and concern. Concern 係睇 agitated 睇 disruptive DIS depressive D 字喺度求 lethargy 我肯定我讀錯呢個字 Lethargy is a state of tiredness, weariness, fatigue, and lack of energy. LE 冇呢個字啊 ABS 呢個字 irritability ABS anxiety 全部字我都砌唔到喎，全部有意思嘅字。Therapy 好似有 PRY RY 真係諗唔到。Verbal outbursts 冇 ABS 咯 Advanced ABS JO UROPMBRMD 試都冇 MD 個字。好多都砌唔到一個英文字出嚟 YO 點砌啊 ITO 點砌Awkwardly sleep disorder centers partner 呢個係 centers partner 個醫生Mother calling 冇 Martha. Plainview and Y. Plainview. APP. Appearance. APPEAR. Medication with the some nocturnal.冇 AL. Stony. YAL. Oh dear.有兩個 G 喎 ，ER 又係乜？冇一個係砌到嘅喎。我投降。Help me understand how cards work better and put me in the right direction and thought process. 呢個同呢三個都有關，呢個有冇關？No father, dream journal. 哦 ，dream journal 呢個係 dream journal。可能同呢個有關，因為我冇睇過之前。睇牌先。Not farther, Dream Journal. My nightly visions aided by the technique recorded for further analysis. I just want to rest. Past topics. Clinic, not my medication. Overwhelmed, not sleeping. Yet it is in our idleness, our dreams, that we submerge truth. Sometimes comes to the top. Copyright 2019. Why? Kingdom Father, Dream Journal, 6 children. I can't even remember the last time I felt this tired. 我讀出嚟。 應該係 C 啦。應該係 C 啊。個醫生係 Martha Calling， 所以係 Doctor C 。呢個係 Powerless。Monster。好多字要讀啊！仲可以撳嘅喂，上面。我覺得依個應該唔係幾關事，依個唔關呢個事。呢個係 Shadow Shelf 咯。If there's any peace in that final breath, how restful it must be knowing your tired and weary bones won't ache anymore. I was sad, but there was a presence with me. The child did not seem sad when she died, but the presence helped me, calmed me, and helped me move away from the child and my own sadness. I felt it reached out, somehow felt it touch me, felt like that breath of fresh air I imagined the child was desperate for. I have to stop here. Nurse just owed me my time's up. Somehow I feel less fearful for tonight. Though I can't stop now no matter what she says. I know I can't trust her anymore. After all, she left me, abandoned me when I'm getting so much healthier. The talking methods don't work. That babble that claims to know me better than I know myself. She doesn't believe me when I say I feel strength returning to my muscles. She argues, tells me my muscles are degrading. Atrophying like bark stripped from a tree, brittle and ready to snap. She tells me I'm a porcelain doll. I may look and feel normal, but inside there's nothing. She calls me fragile, comforts asshole. How can she speak to me like that? But more so, how can she say that I'm getting worse when I feel so much stronger? I wish I could see the file they have on me, their big patient database. Okay? 咁我可以睇到 Getting better is all that matters to me. I don't care what she or anyone else says. Everything in my dreams is so much more vivid. The feeling of being able to touch everything. 佢開始就鍾意發夢啦，之前就係俾嗰啲夢境困擾住。The feeling of able to touch everything is no longer just in my head. I know I can touch it all. 呢個係 Glasswick 踢跌嘅球迷證。I can feel all of its details against my skin. But this makes me，可能係因為喺夢境嘅感覺令同佢現實嘅感覺混淆咗。Makes it all the more terrifying to me. And yet, can I be hurt here? I woke up with a scar, old and red. One I've never had before. I didn't tell the nurse or see. Don't want them thinking I've done it to myself. How could I have? Anyway, there's nothing sharp in here.佢喺夢境入面整傷咗自己。Must keep going. I know these dreams hold a secret to my health. Losing everything and everybody else no longer matters to me. Okay. Scared, but I know this is the only thing. Private network. Private network. Powerless. Don't know how to explain what happened last night. I've never been more horrified. The feeling of swallowing clipped nails, being constrained by what I would have hoped were helping hands. Felt fear and pain. I felt the bleeding of my throat. There was a very strong woman there, guiding me. No, not guiding, forcing me. And yet there was another one, less visible, less present, but there. From a different time, different place, another era entirely. Who was she? Virginia Woolf? My doctor tells me that I should be in complete control while lucid dreaming. But I've lost that control. Constrained, held down mentally, physically. Being powerless was horrifying, but also I felt assured. At times, both terrified and comforted. I don't know how to reconcile these conflicting emotions. Both were so strong within me. I'll have to tell Jonathan when I'm able to send an email. You understand what I mean, how I feel. Jonathan. Private network. Jonathan. The another patient here. Adelaide has the same shadows haunt her dreams as I do. For the first time, I haven't felt alone. Jonathan responds to my emails. It's nothing like sharing whispers with a warm body and otherwise cool and compassionate place. I feel exhausted. I can't eat. Nothing will stay down, not even the blandest of toast. I find myself kissing the delicious, crusty roction that my mother had learned to make once while we were traveling. 佢咁都叫 feeling strong. But with Adelaide, I feel, if not a friendship, then at least a mutual understanding. It's nice having someone believe me and believe that I am getting better. No, I don't think so. We share our stories about our shadows, our dreams. We share confidence and hope. I ask her, what happens if we actually fight our shadow? I'll see how she's doing when we meet in the red room. Monster 應該唔關事，我覺得呢度已經可以揾到個答案。Jonathan 啦，我真係諗住 Jonathan 嘅答。Porcelain, P-O-R P-O-R-C 都冇 I-N powerless. Q 個係 Jonathan。Clinic。我諗仲要睇埋幾個。Not sleeping. I couldn't sleep last night. I used to try and read to pass the time, but now I often find myself distracted on the internet. About lucid dreaming. Tennyson wrote, "Dreams are true while they last, and do we not live in dreams?" I've met a new friend in one of my lucid dreaming forums. 佢喺啲噩夢發生之前咧，就已經係嘗試做呢個 lucid dreaming. His name's Jonathan. He's nice, funny, like the same bad poetry that I do. He's teaching me some tricks. He knows about how to control his own dreams. Try, but so far I had no luck. But besides, there's always this dark shadow in mind. I'm a bit afraid of it, honestly. I don't think it means me any harm. So it's just lurking there, like it's waiting for war. Maybe if I learn to control my dreams, I can talk to this shadow. Overwhelmed. I've been feeling really overwhelmed, tired and sick. I might be getting good. It wouldn't surprise me, not after all the stress I've been putting myself under and my newfound inabilities to sleep. But when I do finally sleep, my dreams just keep becoming more bizarre. The shadow was there again. Sometimes it feels like a fog, like if I try to concentrate on it in my dream, my head gets fuzzy and wake up feeling dizzy. Maybe it's my medication. I need water. Then I'm just watching old movies in bed for the rest of the day. That's not a bad life, I guess. Some rest and no work will do me good. Luckily, I live close to a clinic, one that specializes in mental health. Perhaps I'll go if I can't shake it on my head. My family and Jonathan all think it's good that I'm considering getting help. Again, we'll see. Not my medication. Okay, so I definitely don't think it's my medication. I've been on this I've been on this for well over 2 years now, or 2年啦. I haven't had any of these problems. I ordered in my favorite food from my favorite Indian restaurant. I'm still so tired there was no hope of me going to get groceries. After taking one bite of my curry, I threw everything up. After that, I've had a hard time even looking at food, and I've had another dream. It was weird. The dark shadow seemed bigger somehow. Maybe it was just farther away in my last dream. Is it getting closer to me? What will happen if it reaches me? I have to ask Jonathan about this. Jonathan. Onaljo. TH no more AN. This whole not sleeping much anymore thing is wearing me down, and then when I do sleep I get these dreams. My physical tiredness is getting worse too. I don't have an appetite at all anymore. I'm getting more sick than I want to admit. My family is insistent I go to the clinic. They are worried about me. I have to say there can't be any harm in going to see a doctor just to make sure. Clinic. Tomorrow will be my first day at the clinic. I can't lie to myself any longer. I'm not getting better. I'm worried something is wrong. I haven't felt this terrible since before starting my medication, and that was the most stressing time of my life. Feeling so new, so out of control, so afraid of myself and what my body was doing. Don't want to be in that position again. I pray this clinic can help me. The doctor seems nice, confident, she smiles. Want to believe in her smile, or I've been before and paid it. I like to encourage me. I have to be honest. I'm sick. My voice so weak. I can't speak. I have a hard time. Can't barely even type this. They want me to stay here overnight. So they can monitor me. I'm scared what's happening to me. Add the line AD 都冇 D 字救命啊！Email forum 冇可能傳到 forum 出嚟 ，email EM patient PATIENT PATI 冇啊，砌唔到啊，完啦 Streams get darker. Interest from the center's partner. Center's partner 係應該幾多病人？呢個係第一人稱嘅句子嚟嘅，應該係由Joyce Lin 嘅觀點去睇嘅成件事。Friendship, mutual understanding, belief, red room, ROM, REC, wow, yes. Whispers. PERS OXI救命啊！救命啊！救命啊！救命啊！放棄啊！我第三個。
A coarse hempen shawl covers my body, naked.
Container for the invisible flame. Christian for the kingdom from which they came. Invisible flame. 뭐야 이거? thermometer. 뭐야 이거?
A coarse hempen shawl covers my body, naked and smelling of hay and wax. A dark-skinned old woman kneels beside me, dressed in reeds and rough cloth. I stare in her glassy eyes. She smiles a toothless grin, and I am relieved, because I realize there is no longer that awful thing inside me. I am free of it. My body is my own. I feel strong as she presses a pouch into my hand. A mix of cloth of her skin, green things of the earth, and blood from a wound on my palm. The cord of the child thing I would not bear is wrapped inside me. They will guide you, keep you safe, she says. And I clutch the leather pouch, grip it tightly, because I almost believe it is alive.
Christian. Seaside. Christian for the kingdom from which they came. Visible flame. dark-skinned woman有咩關係啦？Invisible flame 係個叫 methanol or methanol fire，即係酒咯。Hydrogen flames。thermometer 咩詞嚟㗎都？Kingdom.
The fire licks at my legs, and the air.
Fire, water, baptism, and song celebrations make this short night long. Chuyện nói game chẳng hạn走走玩唔到。